Hitler. You probably know who Hitler is. Not someone you would want to worship. That's for fucking sure. But apparently there were many assassination attempts on him. God gave him more chances than he gave, I don't know. God gave him more chances than he gave other people. You know what I'm saying? I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't know. The plans to assassinate Hitler from Fern. Got us as a little documentary. Me personally, I don't mind a little bit of history. History is good. Learn history so you don't repeat the same fucking mistakes. But in all seriousness though, how the fuck did Hitler survive so many assassination attempts? It's actually fucking mind-boggling. Alright, bro, what is this?
Adolf Hitler is giving a speech in a beer hall in Munich. Right behind
Yo,
him in the
what the
column, a
fuck?
bomb has been hidden away.
When you think about it, wait, that happened in 1939? Bruh, this only happened like 80 years ago. Or 90 years ago. It hasn't even been a fucking century.
And it is about to go off. The German carpenter and Nazi opponent Georg Elser has planned this moment for months. He knew Hitler would be here tonight. He knew when exactly the Führer would give a speech.
The fear.
Elser installed explosives with a time fuse. At exactly 9:20 p.m., his bomb is supposed to detonate. The explosion causes the entire ceiling above the podium to collapse.
Okay.
63 people get injured.
Damn.
8 die. But Hitler isn't one of them.
How the fuck? What is... Like a thief in the night? The fuck is this nigga, bro?
He left the beer hall earlier than expected at 9:07 p.m. Georg Elser
He left earlier.
failed. But this was just one of many attempts to assassinate Hitler. One of almost 40. Today, we take a look at some of the most spectacular plans to rid the world of the Nazi leader. Why did they all fail? How did he keep getting away? Was Hitler just that lucky? Or was there more to it?
That's actually a good question. How the fuck did nigga lie, bro? But for a guy like Hitler, though, he probably always has to be on guard, though. Because he knows that somebody's gonna try and kill him, bro. Okay. 2 bottles. Oh, brother, they tried to poison him and it didn't work.
This is Henning von Tresco, a first general staff officer in the Wehrmacht. At first, he's a supporter of Hitler when he seizes power in 1933. But that will soon change.
I would hope
Tresco's
so.
turning point comes in 1941, when Germany attacks the Soviet Union. He thinks Hitler's invasion is military madness. He thinks they will lose the war. But Tresco also has moral
he was right.
concerns. He knows about the mass murder of Jewish people. He knows what the regime is doing. A resolve forms within him. He's convinced that this mad dictator must be stopped at all cost.
Facts.
And in spring of 1943, Tresco makes his move. He manages to persuade his commander-in-chief Günther von Kluge to invite Hitler to Smolensk.
Yo, is it German? This is German, right? Bro, this language is so insane. Like, I don't even know what this even means, bro. Fixer. Enlading some Zwischenstopp and Smolensk.
In the Soviet Union. Here,
Let me
Tresco
stop
is
trying.
stationed. And the Führer agrees. On March the 13th,
The Führer is Hitler, by the way, if you're wondering who the Führer is.
1943, he makes a stopover in Smolensk on his flight from Vinnitsa to his headquarters in East Prussia. At lunch, Tresco asks Lieutenant Colonel Heinz Brandt, who is traveling with Hitler on the plane, for a favor. Brandt is to deliver a package containing 2 bottles of Control cognac to a friend of Tresco's in East Prussia. Tresco tells him that he lost a bet. Instead of 2 bottles of alcohol, however, the package contains a bomb with a detonator.
What?
Tresco wants to feign an airplane accident. His co-conspirator, Fabian von Schlabrendorf, secretly activates the time pencil and then hands the package to Brandt. The plane takes off at around 3 p.m. On board are Hitler,
And how the fuck does Hitler survive this?
Brandt, and the bomb. The bomb is supposed to explode within an hour. Schlabrendorf set the timer by crushing a glass vial filled with a corrosive liquid in the time pencil. The airplane should crash at about the height of Minsk.
Wouldn't an explosion like that destroy the whole plane, though? Or at least damage it?
But Hitler lands in his headquarters unscathed.
What?
Brandt had packed the package in the cold cargo hold.
Oh, that nigga better dip. You better flee to another country, bro. If I were to do some shit like this, I would drop that bomb, get the fuck out the country, bro. I'm out of that bitch, bro. I'm not letting no fucking pussy fucking Nazi kill me, bro. You're out of your fucking mind, bro.
The detonator had frozen.
What?
Tresco immediately calls Heinz Brandt and tells him that he accidentally gave him the wrong package. The next day, Schlabrendorf flies to East Prussia, exchanges the package with 2 bottles of cognac, and defuses the bomb.
Oh, damn.
Producing videos like this one takes a lot of time, and we actually deal with math and science
So from the looks of it, like, the reason why these assassination attempts failed is either because of just straight luck or just, failure on the person. Okay. Is this an ad?
Plus various active lessons.
The fuck is this? Sorry. We're not sponsored, you guys. Hello?
Graf.
Hello? Hey.
Of military description.
Okay, there we go. Sorry,
Tresco's assassination attempt failed, but he didn't get caught either. In fact, he was part of a sworn circle of military resistance fighters determined to kill Hitler, and they were far from...
I know there was one assassination attempt where they tried to plant a bomb under the table, and it didn't work or something like that. I don't know what happened, and I guess they figured out who it was, and they did a fucking fiery squad on his ass. So, I mean, if I'm gonna do some shit like this, yeah, you gotta respect people like this, though. They were putting their lives at the risk to really get this man gone.
Giving up. A key figure in the group was Lieutenant Colonel Klaus Schenk Graf von Stauffenberg. Over the years, he became the head of the military conspiracy. Tresco and Stauffenberg were close companions, and they were always looking for a new opportunity to eliminate the Führer. They didn't have to wait for long.
Uniformed conspiracy.
Fast forward 9 months. This is Axel Freiherr von dem Busche. He's an officer, almost 2 meters tall, blonde, and has blue eyes. He truly embodies the Nazi ideal.
Yep, he's an Aryan. The Aryan shit, y'all know what I'm talking about. The blue-eyed, blonde hair, white, god bullshit, fucking George fucking droid and fucking, I don't know. You sit real and you fucking turn into an Aryan. You turn into a fucking Super Saiyan. I don't know. It's some weird Nazi fucking religion that these weirdos fucking support. I don't fucking know.
This appearance is supposed to provide him with the perfect opportunity to kill Hitler. Von dem Busche and a group of other soldiers are to present the new Wehrmacht
traitor to the fucking race
uniform to Hitler at his headquarters. Von dem Busche plans to use a hidden British hand grenade to blow himself up along with the dictator.
What the fuck? Okay.
But then in Berlin, a railroad wagon is destroyed by an Allied bomb. It contained the new uniforms. No uniforms, no presentation. The meeting is postponed. By then, von dem Busche isn't an option anymore. Just 1 month earlier, he was seriously wounded. One of his legs had to be amputated. Instead, Stauffenberg now wants the 21-year-old Lieutenant Ewald Heinrich von Kleist to trade his life for Hitler's death. The young lieutenant takes his time to think about it and agrees. Von Kleist is ready to do the job and prepares. But Hitler cancels the appointment on short notice. On July 7th, 1944,
Hitler was fucking all over the place. Nigga, sit still.
The presentation of the new Wehrmacht uniforms finally takes place at a castle near Salzburg. This time, Major General Helmut Stief is chosen as the assassin. He too is...
Here's the thing about, like, the Nazi uniforms and shit like that, right? Like, this is, like, we all know that a lot of these, like, SS soldiers, a lot of them are gay. they were so obsessed with how they looked with this Aryan shit. They had to look a certain way. They had to dress a certain way. They had to be all tighty. Fucking, they had the green shit pants hugging up their fucking ass. You know what I mean? What the fuck is wrong with me? But you get the point. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Hitler was gay, bro. If I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Part of the resistance group.
He was
The odds of
obsessed with shit, that
success
kind of
are
shit.
extremely high. An explosion at that distance is nearly unsurvivable. It's the perfect opportunity. Then, at the last minute, Steve hesitates and backs out. Sure, he wants to see Hitler dead, but
Yeah.
he isn't willing to sacrifice his life for it.
Damn, bro. Hey, bro. I can't be mad at the nigga, bro.
Yet, the group around Stauffenberg doesn't give up. They plan a new attack. This time, Stauffenberg wants to do it himself. He aims not only to kill Hitler, but also to bring down the entire Nazi regime in one coordinated strike.
This was the shit I heard about. This was the shit I heard about.
In the early morning of July 20th, 1944, Stauffenberg and First Lieutenant Werner von Heften fly from Berlin to the Führer's headquarters.
Okay.
Stauffenberg is to report on the Eastern Front at a meeting with Hitler. It presents the perfect opportunity for Stauffenberg. He plans to arm 2 bombs in his briefcase, place it near Hitler during the meeting, and leave the room before the bombs go off. Then he plans to fly back to Berlin, where he and other resistance fighters plan to take over power after Hitler's death. At the Führer's headquarters, Stauffenberg learns that the time of the meeting has been...
I feel like the only way you could have really gotten rid of this nigga is either is just straight up just going after and just killing him. Like that was like really the only way. You had to sacrifice your life to get this guy, bro. Hitler, bro. He had too much security. I guarantee you he had too much security, bro.
Changed. Due to a visit of the Italian dictator Benito Mussolini, it is moved forward by half an hour.
Mussolini.
At around 12:15, Stauffenberg pretends to want to change his shirt. Together with Heften, he wants to secretly activate the time fuse for the bomb before the meeting begins. But they get interrupted and told to hurry not to be late for the meeting. Therefore, they can only arm one of the 2 explosives.
Oh my god.
So Stauffenberg doesn't pack the second one and leaves it with Heften.
Wow.
He then enters the meeting. He puts his briefcase down near his target at the end of the table. Hitler and the bomb are now separated by only about 1.3 meters. Stauffenberg gives his report and then immediately leaves the room, supposedly.
Okay, that... I don't know, bruh. Like, the only way you could have really gotten rid of Hitler was to sacrifice yourself. I feel like that just had to be the case. It was too hard to get to him.
To make an important phone call. Everything is going according to plan. A few minutes later, Hitler leans over the table to further discuss war strategy, and the bomb detonates. Stauffenberg watches the explosion
I would have left right then and there. Get the fuck out of. Fly out. It's time to dip.
from 200 meters away and is certain. Hitler is finally dead. He flies back to Berlin with Heften to continue Operation Valkyrie. They plan to blame the SS and the Gestapo for Hitler's death. Then they want to take power and put an end to the Nazi dictatorship.
Okay.
But Operation Valkyrie failed.
What? Yeah, I heard it failed. How did it fail, though? How did he not die?
In the meeting room, the pressure wave caused the ceiling to collapse, and there's now a gaping hole in the floor where the briefcase once stood. The loud explosion ruptured the...
And then they're gonna know. Yeah, and then this is how they knew it was him. That's how they knew it was him, because they saw him drop the briefcase.
eardrums of almost everyone present. 4 people die. Almost all of the others are injured.
Wow.
Only 2 people got off lightly.
It does not make sense how this motherfucker lived through the shit. Like, how many fucking chances does Hitler get, bro?
One of them is Adolf Hitler.
What the fuck?
The fact that Hitler leaned over the table during the explosion saved his life. He was only thrown slightly upwards by the force of the explosion. If Stauffenberg had also placed a second bomb in his...
Oh yeah, they would have died. They would have died if they had both bombs. Bro, what the fuck?
briefcase, the explosion probably also would have killed Hitler.
Yeah, there's no way.
With the failed assassination attempt on Hitler, the planned coup to end the Nazi regime also fails only a few hours later. Stauffenberg and the 3 other main
I heard about this shit. They fucking went guns and blazing, fucking dropped them.
are shot that very night in the courtyard of the Blender block. Those are the headquarters of the General Army Office, and it was the heart of military resistance. 200 other co-conspirators also get executed. It is the last known attempt to assassinate Hitler. On April the 30th, 1945, Hitler committed in the Führerbunker in Berlin.
How do we know that, though? How do we know he, you know what I'm saying? How do we know he ended his own life? How do we know that? He could still be alive. Nah, I'm just kidding. I think he's dead. I think at this point, if he didn't, you know, right, like, I think he would be dead anyways, but at this point. But, nah, he for sure, you know.
Why did Hitler survive again and again?
I don't
In
know,
old
bruh.
photos and video recordings, we almost always see Hitler walking around alone. That was part of his image as an invincible, untouchable dictator. But in reality, Hitler had made many precautions to protect himself.
Oh yeah,
He
for
had
sure.
many
There's no
highly
way.
trained bodyguards. A special security service checked all routes and locations meticulously before Hitler arrived. His whereabouts were top secret. He was always well protected when he traveled by train, car, or plane.
Of course, bro. There was just no way that this guy just had he had really good security, bro. That's just what it was, bro. The only way you could have gotten to him is if you were willing to sacrifice yourself. That's literally it.
He had his own pilot and cook. He always had his meals tasted by his personal doctor before he started eating, all to minimize the risk of an assassination. Besides these security precautions,
But I feel like that was his demise, though. Him being so cautious like this, and so like, you know, like, I mean, I guess not really.
Hitler pursued a special tactic. He allegedly once said, "Das einzige Gegenmittel ist ein unstetes Leben,"
What
which
does
means
that mean?
the only antidote is an unsteady life. He often changed his routes, canceled trips at short notice, came earlier to meetings than planned, or left events earlier.
Yeah, he must have been like extremely paranoid. Had to have been. He like, there's just no way, bro. Like he knew that there was people that were out to get him. There's no way.
Than expected.
That's
We
crazy.
don't know if and how a successful assassination would have changed Germany's history.
I don't think it would have, because somebody else would have just stepped in anyways, but like, yeah, you get rid of the big dog, but you still got to deal with his underlings. You know what I mean? Like that you know what I mean? That stick with his ideology.
What would have happened if Hitler had just stayed 13 minutes longer in the beer hall in 1939? Could millions of Jews have been saved if one of almost 40 recorded attempts would have succeeded? Or would someone else in the...
I mean, after so many fucking assassination attempts, bro, you're gonna be cautious at that point. You have to be. Hitler had no choice. You had to have good security. But, man, bro. Hitler really got that dog in him. Get out! I'm just kidding, bro. Chill. But, what do y'all think about this shit, bro? Me personally, bro? Why did God give this nigga so many fucking chances, bro? What the fuck is that, bro? But it is what it is, though, at the end of the day. I hope you have a good breakfast, a good dinner, good night, man. I love y'all, man. See y'all in the next video.